Hello, happy YouTubers. This is Marcelina. Today I'm going to talk about problems most common to orchids and show you my secret weapon, how I treated most difficult pests and diseases in plants, both indoor and outdoor. So let's get it. One of the most common problems to orchid is bud blast. A bud blast is a term or a condition where buds dry up and die. This problem happens when there is a fluctuation or a change in your orchid environment that traumatizes the plant. Drying up buds or aborting buds prematurely from the spike is most likely water stress related. As I mentioned in my previous videos, overwatered plant and underwatered plant produce the same result. Overwatered orchid will end up root rot, bud rot, or blossom blast. Underwatered orchid will end up dry leaves and dry buds. So how do you fix the problem? The solution is simple. To solve the problem, you will need to address the following. You will need to correct your watering, your humidity, your temperature, your lighting, and your nutrient. All of these factors contribute to the growth development and the formation of the buds. Since bud blast is triggered by underwatered orchid, meaning your plant is not getting enough water, what happens when there is scarce of water, water from the bud is pulled away by the plant and sends the water towards the root, just to keep it safe. This is a plant survival mechanism. So if you don't want to see your buds drying up, take this advice. Never allow your orchid without water for several weeks. Water properly your plant once a week. Once a week is enough to make your orchid happy. You're happy, right? Look at that. It's so beautiful. I water my orchid every week. So again, manage your watering, manage your humidity. Humidity should be at least 50% for your orchid. Correct your temperature. If you're happy with your temperature, I'm sure your orchid will be happy as well. So if you need more information on watering, what's my other video, how to properly water Phalaenopsis? Because in that video, I mentioned how often you water the plant, what fertilizer to use, what is the ideal humidity and temperature, all of that. So watch that video in addition to this video. So the next problem is crown rot. And I'm going to talk about this next coming up. Alright, we have come up this far. Is the video information helped? Hit subscribe, like, and share with friends. Let's move on to the next problem. Crown rot. How do you treat crown rot? What causes the problem? Do you know crown rot problem is one simple gardening mistake? A mistake that is always happening to the beginners, and not just to the beginners, also to the experts. So what causes the problem? The cause of crown rot is overhead watering. When you water your orchid at the top, water collects in the crown, and if the water is sitting in the crown for a longer period of time, it creates crown rot. So how do you prevent the problem? The solution is so simple. To prevent crown rot, avoid overhead watering, water only at the base, or water from below. That is the solution. Now, if you water your orchid and you accidentally water the crown, what you will need to do? Use a paper towel, fold like this, or you can use a sponge or a cotton and dry out water inside the crown. That will take care of it. Or you can place your orchid in front of the fan, let the fan air dries the water. You might ask me this question, Marcelina, what if the crown rot is already there? How can I fix the problem? Can I save my plant? Well, in my opinion, if it is a severe damage, there is no way you can save the plant. But if it is less damage, you might have a 50-50 chance. As long that there is still healthy crown that the leaves can grow, then you can probably save it. So what you will need, just remove the dead tissue and disinfect with cinnamon. A lot of people use cinnamon. I haven't tried using cinnamon to treat my orchid, but whatever works for you, then use it. You can also use hydrogen peroxide, or you can use alcohol or neem powder. I use neem powder to disinfect the wound, or neem oil. So you can use that, and then make sure you quarantine your orchid, place in a secluded, or what you call this, controlled environment, so you can create a good humidity and it recovers quicker. So the next problem, most common to orchids, is root rot. Now, root rot is one of the most cause of death in majority of the plants. And the cause of the root rot is mostly overwatered plant. So don't overwater your orchid. Orchid doesn't need a lot of water. It is epiphytic. It grows on top of the tree, and it only needs a little amount of rainfalls, but it requires good amount of humidity and air. So mimic that habitat, and don't water your plant every day. Water only once a week, and measure your watering if you can. I use 1 cup to water my orchid. Whatever works for you, just to avoid overwatering. And if the root is damaged of root rot, you have to remove the infected root, and make sure that you take care properly, because sometimes orchids, I found orchids very sensitive when you do something on the root. So remove the infected areas. Now, the problem of root rot, if the roots are half of it damaged, it is hard for the orchid to recover, because roots are responsible in taking up nutrients and water. And if it happens that it damages majority of it, so it is hard for the plant to recover. But do your best. So remove all those infected, defected tissue or damaged tissue, and then place the plant in a controlled environment. Another topic that I'm going to talk about, guys, is pests and diseases. For most of you, you probably said, oh, this is a boring topic. I love pests and diseases. You know why? Because I think I studied a lot of pests and diseases in my whole entire 30 years. But still, I still have the tackling of these pests. Now, majority of the problems of pests, few pests that I encountered hard to get rid of is spider mite and mealybugs. And mealybugs mostly happen and infects majority of your houseplant. And orchid, so far I don't have problem of orchids. I don't have disease, and knock the wood. So pest infestation and disease infestation, in my opinion, is mostly poor cultural management. So if you do a little bit of hygiene with your plant, make sure that you don't put them too close, because you would create a fungus growth. You just have to clean the plant, remove any dead tissue, then make sure that they're happy. So if they're happy, they don't have a disease. But if they are stressed, they are predisposed to pests and diseases. But I will show you my secret weapon, how to kill all the bugs. Don't click away. Alright guys, are you ready to unleash the secret? Here's my secret weapon, how I killed more than 200 bugs in my garden. Azatec. I have used Azatec for more than 5 years now. It has been helping me controlling pests and fungus. This is my garden. You will get this in concentrated form or a ready to spray bottle. If you need this product, I will link below this video. Just check the link. I'm not doing a video tutorial how to apply this product today, but I will do it in my next video and show you how it works. If you have any problems of pests that it is hard to get rid of, like the mealybugs, then I will show you how to use this Azatec so you can control your pest properly. Alright, so conclusion guys, pest infestation disease is most likely poor cultural management. If you take care of your plant, make sure that your plant is not under stress, because under stressing plant most likely predisposed to pests and diseases. So if your orchid needs water, give water. If you needs fertilizer, give fertilizer. So give the requirements your orchids need, so to avoid pests and diseases. But sometimes you cannot avoid infestation. It happens that especially indoor plants. So once again, I will show you the Azatec, and Azatec will take care of that. Thank you for watching guys. This is Marceline at CashewGreens.com. If you have any question, write comments below, and see you next week. Peace out.